SOFI and... Alright, let's dive into SOFI Technologies, ticker SOFI. This is a stock we've been watching, and some significant moves have happened in the last 96 hours. First up, SOFI is seriously doubling down on AI. They've just acquired Composer, an AI-powered investment tool, and they're integrating this into their platform. The goal here is clear: build out that one-stop financial app for young professionals, boost customer engagement, and make cross-selling much more effective. This is a big play for them. Now, let's talk numbers. Financially, SOFI is looking strong. In the first quarter of 2026, their adjusted net income jumped a solid 41% year-over-year. And earnings per share? That's up from 6 cents to 13 cents. These figures really highlight the company's robust financial health. And what about investor interest? It remains high. We saw LGT Fund Management open a new position, buying over 173,000 shares of SOFI, worth about $2.75 million in the first quarter. This kind of institutional buying is always a good sign. So, to sum it up for SOFI, they're aggressively embracing AI, their financial performance is improving, and they're attracting continued investor confidence. This all points to SOFI strengthening its competitive edge and securing growth drivers in the digital financial services space. XYZ and... Alright, let's dive into XYZ. In the last 96 hours, XYZ Inc. has made a significant move, acquiring an AI startup for over $100 million. This is a clear play to boost their AI capabilities and gain a competitive edge. Now, looking at some related developments, Visa is launching an AI shopping agent, a first in the industry, and plans a massive €500 million investment in Europe, including new data centers. Block, also known as XYZ in this context, is strengthening its business development through a strategic partnership integrating Square's payment API with a software platform. We're also seeing Billions Network team up with Stable.xyz to bring verified identity to agent-based payments, and the Corinthians Football Club has announced XYZ as their new kit sponsor, signaling a substantial investment. On the tech front, Beat Inc. and FluidPay have announced an integration allowing merchants to settle crypto, digital wallets, and BNPL options in USD through a single API. And in a fascinating cybersecurity development, the White House has launched Gold Eagle, an AI system to identify and patch vulnerabilities. Finally, while some companies like XYZ WPC Industries are focused on meeting compliance like Chinese CE certification, Block is actively hiring for roles in compliance, risk management, and financial services. A lot happening around XYZ, especially in the AI and payments space. Hood and... Alright, let's dive into Robinhood, ticker Hood. This company has been making some serious moves lately, especially with their Robinhood chain. It's growing incredibly fast, already seeing significant trading volume and user numbers. Initially boosted by the meme coin CashCat, it's now expanding to support tokenized stocks, decentralized lending, and even perpetual futures. Plus, with MAP protocol integration, they're boosting cross-chain interoperability, connecting with other blockchain ecosystems. But that's not all. Robinhood is also beefing up its AI game. They're planning to introduce AI agents that can analyze the crypto market, help strategize, and even execute trades. This allows users to connect external AI agents for automated trading, really blurring the lines between financial automation and digital brokerage. And get this, they've launched Hood domains. This is a naming and identity protocol for the Robinhood chain, using Hood domains to create human-readable wallet addresses, trader profiles, and even homes for those AI agents. It's all about building an on-chain identity system and improving user experience. On the business front, Robinhood is expanding across the US, focusing on product launches and partnerships. They're also actively hiring for business and corporate roles to fuel this growth. And in a move to diversify their funding, they're reportedly exploring issuing debt backed by credit card receivables. So, what does all this mean? Robinhood is clearly moving beyond just being an investment brokerage. They're building out a financial services ecosystem powered by blockchain, pushing innovation with AI, and really focusing on enhancing the user experience. It's a significant evolution for the company. Coin and... Alright, let's dive into a significant development for Coinbase, ticker symbol COIN. In the last 96 hours, a major move from Coinbase is their application for a National Trust Company license with the U.S. Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, or OCC. Now, why is this a big deal? If approved, this license could really supercharge their cryptocurrency custody services right here in the United States. We're talking about potentially paving the way for advancements in related payment and banking services. Essentially, this strengthens Coinbase's position in both the exchange and custody space, and it's a positive step for diversifying their business. PayPal and... Alright, let's dive straight into some massive news for PayPal, ticker PayPal. In the last 96 hours, we've seen a potential game-changer emerge. On July 15, 2026, a joint bid was submitted by payment giant Stripe and private equity firm Advent International to acquire PayPal for over $53 billion, at $60.50 per share. This offer comes with a significant premium, around 28% above PayPal's Tuesday closing price, and it's backed by a substantial $50 billion in committed bank loans. The plan? Stripe and Advent would each hold a 50% stake post-acquisition, with no intention to break up the company. This follows initial contact back in early April, and while PayPal hasn't responded yet, the bidders are aiming for an agreement by the end of this month. If this goes through, it could be one of the biggest fintech M&A deals ever, and of course, regulatory approval will be a major hurdle to watch. CHYM and... Alright, let's talk about CHYM. Over the last 96 hours, there haven't been any major, new business changes or official announcements directly from the company itself that have caught our eye. Now, you might have seen CHYM mentioned in an article about investment firm Flex Capital's portfolio. That article did refer to CHYM as a listed consumer fintech company. However, it's important to note that this is older information, not a fresh announcement from the last 96 hours. We also saw some other search results using the ticker CHYM, but these were for things like a UK regional radio station or an e-bike scheme. These seem unrelated to the stock we're tracking. So, for CHYM, it's been a quiet period on the news front recently. INTU and... Alright, let's dive into some significant news for Intuit, ticker symbol INTU. Over the past 96 hours, Intuit has been hit with a wave of securities fraud lawsuits. Several law firms are filing class action suits on behalf of investors who purchased Intuit securities between August 22, 2025, and May 20, 2026. The core allegations? That Intuit overstated its competitive advantages, growth, and the strength and sustainability of its business model. Specifically, the lawsuits claim the company has actually been experiencing significant business losses in its tax-related operations, particularly with TurboTax, due to intense competition and pricing pressures. These claims raise serious questions about Intuit's financial health and the transparency of its management. Investors are being urged to seek legal recourse for potential losses. This development could certainly impact investor confidence in Intuit's operations and financial reporting, and the outcome of these legal proceedings could have a real effect on the company's financials down the line. JP Morgan and... Alright, let's dive into JP Morgan Chase, or JP Morgan, for a quick update. The big news here, and it's a pretty significant strategic move, is that JP Morgan Chase has just launched a new deal-making team specifically targeting smaller companies. We're talking about businesses with a market cap between $100 million and $500 million. This is a clear indication that JP Morgan isn't just focused on the giants anymore. they're actively looking to capture business from the mid-market and smaller enterprise space. This could open up a whole new customer base and, of course, new revenue streams for the bank. That's the main takeaway from the last 96 hours for JP Morgan. Alright, let's dive into Visa, ticker symbol V. Big news here, Visa just launched an AI-powered financial assistant. Think of it as a tool for banks to guide their customers from insights right into action. This has some serious potential to really boost customer experience and, frankly, revolutionize how financial services are delivered. Definitely one to watch for how this AI integration plays out. HIMSS. Alright, let's dive into a quick update on HIMSS and HERS Health, ticker symbol HIMS. The big news here, and it's a significant one for investors, is that HIMSS and HERS Health has announced they will be releasing their Q2 2026 financial results after the market closes on August 10th. Following that, they'll be hosting a conference call at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on the same day to discuss those results. This is your key opportunity to get the latest on their performance. We haven't seen any other major corporate announcements or changes for HIMS in the past 96 hours. So, mark your calendars for August 10th. Eli Lilly. Alright, let's dive into Eli Lilly, ticker symbol Eli Lilly. This company is making some serious waves, especially in the Alzheimer's space. First off, get this, Eli Lilly is set to present a whopping 16 abstracts at the Alzheimer's Association International Conference in London this July. We're talking about new data on p-tau217 blood tests and amyloid targeting treatments. This really highlights their ongoing commitment to pushing the boundaries in Alzheimer's diagnosis and treatment. Now, let's talk about investor sentiment. According to a report from Apex Fintech Solutions on July 13, Eli Lilly is catching the eye of investors, standing alongside giants like ExxonMobil and JP Morgan. This suggests they're seen as a solid, large-cap player. And get this, Cathie Wood's ARK Invest was buying Eli Lilly shares in the week ending July 10. This is a clear signal of continued interest in areas like AI, healthcare, and even crypto-related ventures, which Eli Lilly is touching upon. Finally, on the Alzheimer's treatment front, the FDA has approved a weekly subcutaneous dose for Leqembi. This is a game-changer, allowing patients to start treatment at home, reducing the burden on both patients and caregivers. And Eli Lilly is right there with them, developing their own investigational anti-amyloid antibody, remternetug, in a subcutaneous formulation. This move towards more convenient and efficient treatment delivery for Alzheimer's is definitely something to keep an eye on.